What's up? My name is Coco and I'm from Ghana.
And I'm Christopher and I'm from Nigeria.
And today we're back again with the 5th episode of the Coco and Chris podcast, which is going to be on 5 signs that you are a simp. No offense.
No offense.
No offense. We're not trying to offend you. We're just trying to point out some simp characteristics within you that we have exhibited in the past before we started on our journey. So we want to prompt you so that you can know what things that you are doing that you need to stop being a simp.
Educational purposes, basically. Now, first of all, what we have to do is define exactly what it is to be a simp.
Yeah.
Right? Newsflash. Almost everybody has got some form of simp in them. And the purpose of this episode is to help you destroy the simp that is inside you and make you more masculine. So basically what a simp is a man who excessively seeks the attention and validation of a woman in order to buy her affection from him. Okay? And then you can do this simping thing in a myriad of ways. All right? And then number one that we're going to touch on here is being excessive on dates.
Yeah, that's a big one.
All right, so you meet this chick, right? You get a number, you invite her out on a date, and your first date, Olive Garden, Red Lobster, really expensive restaurants because you feel like you got to show up and show out, right?
This is in America, by the way. So in Ghana, maybe
Kozo, yeah.
Homana,
yeah.
Santoku. If you're in Ghana, you know what I'm talking about. But yeah.
And then you're spending a whole lot of money on this date because you want to impress the girl.
You just met her, though.
You just met her.
You don't know who she is.
Right? Why do you think you want to impress her?
Why?
Why do you think that you by yourself, you're not impressive enough? Why do you have to spend all this money so that she can see you in a different light that you're hoping? But really what she's seeing you as is a simp, is a sucker.
Is a target.
It's a target.
Basically.
Right? You have to understand something, that the way you start with a woman
is the way
exactly
you're
how you finish, right?
Yeah.
So if your first date is a really expensive date, then your next one must be higher than that, right? Because she's gonna expect more. Right, so do you want to be known as this guy? I'm just gonna get all the money that I can get from him. She's gonna take me out on dinners, and that's it. Or do you want a woman who's going to like you for you? Now, if you've been simping for a long time and you're comfortable with women just liking you for your money and what you can provide, then this channel is not for you. More power to you. Go do your own thing. But this channel is for men who want women to see them for who they are in their masculine identity. That's what this channel is all about, right? So this dude goes out on a date with this chick, expensive restaurant, order the most expensive food in a restaurant, ordering drinks, right? Spending $300-400 on a date.
On the first date.
On the first date, right? So, what's the conversation about? What are you talking about with a woman like this? What are you hoping that's going to happen for spending all this money? Right? She's gonna have a good time. Don't get me wrong. Look, the way it works for women is like this. The simps bring the resources. So they love the simps for that. It's fun. There's resources, there's money, there's attention, there's validation. Why not? She gets to go on fancy dates. She'll post them up on Snapchat, Instagram, right? Post
without
them
you
up
in the
reels.
without you in the video.
Without you in the back, you somewhere
without
in the
you,
background,
or you taking the video.
Or you probably even taking the video,
which
right?
Is worse,
I mean, she's gonna flex for the gram and all that, and it's you doing all that. But at the end of the day, what you're going to find out is, like the Red Pill would like to say, Pookie and Ray Ray, who's
or the bad boys. Let's call it the bad boys.
Let's just call them bad boys, right?
Since we're in Africa, let's call it the
bad boys. Let's call it the bad boys.
We don't have Pookie and Ray Ray. We have Nkechi and Kofi Babone.
Yeah, let's call it the bad boys, right?
People. But yeah, you know what we're talking about.
These guys, you might think, okay, you know what, they're not rich, they don't got nothing going for them, but that's your own opinion, right? But guess what? She likes them though. And then you're sitting here wondering, I got a Mercedes Benz. I got the
Range Rover.
BMW M5. I got the Range Rover.
Last week I bought 100 bottles at the club.
I bought 100 bottles Azul, Don Julio, and all that kind of stuff, right? but that ain't gonna do nothing for you. She's always going to call you because you provide the resources.
Come in with a checkbook.
But the other dudes, the bad boys,
quote unquote,
don't need any of all that because they have a masculine identity and they confident in who they are as men. They understand that they by themselves is the value. And then the money, the dates, and all those things is only extra.
It's a plus.
And then do you know that even this bad boys, quote unquote, they still take women out on lavish dates, but it's only women who have earned that position through consistency over time. Right? Your first date should be something minimal. It should be something as simple as going for drinks, maybe 1 or 2 drinks, right? The whole purpose is to get to see if you're compatible with this person. I mean, you got a number, probably it was a quick conversation, maybe a minute or 2 minutes at most, right? And then you're going out trying to, get to feel that person. I don't really subscribe to just meeting somebody and just, asking them to come over to your place off the bat.
It could be a serial killer.
It could be a serial killer, man. You never really know. It could be somebody who could set you up, right? So that's the reason for the date. The date is to get to know if you have a vibe with this person, if you like the person's outlook to life, right? And see if you guys really even have a connection, right? The date is not for you to go and impress, because the mentality of impressing somebody else shows that you are on a lower level.
You're below them. On top of that, there's one thing Chris hasn't added, which I want to add, is the first date shouldn't be a food date. Like, the food should come like after the date, because the point is to get to know each other. The point is to have a conversation. But if she's stuffing her mouth with food, you're stuffing your mouth with food, it's kind of awkward. It's the first time y'all meeting, so she's kind of shy. You're kind of shy because you don't really want to just feel free and eat in front of her. She doesn't want to feel free and eat. It's not the best, man. So you want to keep the first date something where you can have a conversation, where it's interactive. And if it's food, you can get some small bites, right? Because you don't want to stuff yourselves and just have the itis and go home that night, right? So if she's adamant on dinner dates, I mean, it depends. If she's the type of girl who always goes on dinner dates, you might want to reconsider even going out with her in the first place, because if she's not willing to concede on that, then that's not your girl, because she doesn't want you she cares more about the dinner date than actually getting to know you. Right? So you want to let that go. If she's adamant, oh, no, I don't go here, just leave, because she doesn't like you like that, man. So it's that simple. Anyways, Chris, have you got any other thing you want to add to this point?
I'm just going to say this. If you have a woman who, like Coco has said, who is adamant on the dinner date, it's not about you, it's about her and her Instagram, basically, and what she's going to
her social media, TikTok, whatever it is.
TikTok and all that, right? And maybe we'll talk about this on on another episode. But I would like you guys to understand that there's different levels to women that you meet when it comes to their level of attraction for you right off the bat, right? It's 4 levels. It's no interest, low interest, middle interest, and high interest. Usually when there's low to medium interest, you would get all these requests for really expensive dates, gifts. It will require you to go above and beyond to please her, because for some reason she needs you to compensate her for the fact that she's not
that
highly interested in you, and she's not that attracted to you, like Coco just said.
And don't do it.
Just don't do it, right?
Because that's going to be the game you're going to play the whole time you're dealing with that girl.
And
the whole time.
And I hate to bring this to you, but I have to. Over 80% of the women you meet will not have high interest in you, just so you know.
Yeah, that's a statistical fact.
That's just a fact.
Most women find most men unattractive. Yeah, that's just what it is. So if you want to be seen, you gotta make yourself attractive. You gotta hit the gym. You gotta get into skincare. You gotta
work on your mind. Work on your
masculinity. Work on your purpose. What are you doing? What value are you adding to the world? What ribbons are you cutting? What babies are you kissing? What are you doing? Are you a man in motion? Right? These are the things that attract women. So you want to get on that path so that you can be seen by women, not because you want the validation, but because you want to attract women who find you attractive.
And basically what's happening is that when you're doing all these improvements, you're doing it for you primarily, though. I can't state that enough, because if you're doing it with the sole purpose of attracting women, you're simping.
Yeah, you're simping, 100%.
Right? Because what happens if you do all this and they're still not attracted to you? You're going to be depressed because you didn't do it for you. That means you didn't love yourself enough. Right? Shout out to Steve, the dean. He would say, why do you hate yourself? Right? The first things first is you. That's why we try to teach you masculinity first. Because when you put yourself first, then the women will find you attractive. Right? But if you put them first, I'm sorry, I'm not the one who made it this way. This is how it works with women. Okay?
Yeah.
That's the reason why the bad boys always finish first and the nice guys finish last. And the thing about the nice guy is that he's not really nice. He's just being a manipulator. So he wants to buy these flowers in the hope that she would like him. So that's not really being nice. If it was being nice, he just give her the flowers just because he just wanted to be nice, right?
Yeah,
but he wants something in return.
Yep.
Right? So that's manipulation. That's not even being nice.
So nice guys are not really nice guys.
And that's the reason why they always finish last or never.
Or never, right? See, the actual thing is, let's make this correction here. So it's not that women don't like nice guys. It's that women don't like nice guys with no boundaries, right? If you're the type of guy who anything she says, oh yes, you're gonna do it, even if she can see that you're upset that you're doing it, but you're like, oh yeah, no problem, and she'll be like, oh, are you okay? Are you sure? She knows you're upset, bro. And you'll be like, yeah, no problem. She knows you're upset, bro. Like you're not standing on business, bro. And each time you do that, the women around you lose respect for you because they know what's going on, man. They know exactly what's going on. They know you're doing it so that you may get some cat later on, but that's never going to happen. But if that situation is beneficial to them in that moment, I mean, come on, who turns down free help, right? Who does? Which leads us into our second point, which we kind of shallowly discussed earlier on, which has to do with improving yourself and making yourself the most attractive version of yourself. So this point has to do with the guys who go to the gym solely to impress women. And it's a lot of those guys online. It's a lot of those guys in the gyms around. It's a lot of those guys in the fitness spaces that I go to. A lot of dudes who just go to the gym, get ripped, not because they care about their health, not because they want to be their strongest masculine self, not because they want to put themselves in a position where they can protect the people that they love, but solely so that they can attract women, they can get the validation from women, they could be put on a pedestal by women, which essentially, if you really think about it from a psychological perspective, is kind of an effeminate mindset.
Absolutely.
If you really think about it, because this is what mostly women do. They go to the gym, right? I mean, we have the girls who stand on business, who come to the gym, they don't talk to no one, they hit their workouts hard, go home. I mean, if you talk to them, they find it attractive, fine. If not, it is what it is. But we have the other set of girls, which is the majority from what I've seen, because I've been going to gyms all over the world. I mean, not all over the world, but in different continents for years. And I see this all the time. There's type girl A and girl B. Girl A is the first one I described. Girl B is the one I'm about to talk about, which is the one who wears the super skimpy stuff, comes to the gym, does the littlest effort thing, and is just like basically there for like guys to like oodle at her. Guys to look at her, talk to her, so she could reject them, so she could feel good about
herself. Yeah.
I don't know if you saw last year, there was this trend going on of girls in the United States. I don't know if this happened in the UK or in Canada, but I think mostly in the United States.
Mostly in the US, yeah.
There were girls or women. I think it's girls, because women, I believe that women are mature, would not do something like that. So let's call it girls. There was girls out there who would put their cameras somewhere and be doing the most raunchy-ish-esque type of workout, and then get mad when some dudes are looking their way and try to make a big deal out of it on camera, right? That shit got exposed last year. Some dude like really called it out. Anyways, the point being, let's not be like that. Let's not be like those girls. Let's not be like girls number 2. Let's be like girl number 8. I'm not saying be like a girl, but stand on business when you come to the gym. If you come to the gym, come there to get your body right, your mind right, get your pump in.
That's it.
And then you get out of there, right? So that's all I got on that point. I don't know if Chris has more to add on that.
I got something on that.
Yeah. So Chris, hit us with that one.
My whole psyche of going to the gym is to be strong, to be fit, and to be in shape. Okay? Now, as a result of doing that, you'll look attractive, right? That's inevitable. That's the reason why you're eating clean. That's the reason why you're disciplined enough to go to the gym. But if you're doing it solely because you want women to look at you in a certain way and be attracted to you, it works. It works. But here's what happens.
It's not sustainable.
She sees you. She thinks, oh my God, this guy is fit. This guy looks good.
This guy looks like a solid man.
Looks like a solid guy. Right? And at the end of the day, you guys get into a conversation and she finds out, because they're always going to find out, that you're not confident enough. Okay? So then what happens? You actually look worse than if you had not even gone to the gym in the first place. Because when you look a certain way, fit, six-pack abs, 8% body fat, 11% body fat,
the expectation is high.
Is high.
It's high, yeah.
If you didn't know. So your body's not going to close the deal for you. What your body's going to do is open the door. It will make her have one or two glances. Will make her probably want to listen to what you have to say. But when she's listening to what you have to say, if you have no game, if you have no masculine identity, you don't have a good mouthpiece, you don't know how to communicate, it's going to be so bad and you're going to be rejected on phase 2, right? So it's not all about just, looking the part. You also have to be the part.
No fake it to make it over here.
Nah.
You gotta be the real deal.
You have to be the real deal, man. You gotta be the real deal.
Right, so.
What do we got on number 3?
We got third point.
Yeah.
Right, and third point is something that personally I don't think I've really been guilty of this. But that's over-complimenting. You guys. Some of you guys, man. I know. She's really hot.
Yeah.
You spoke to her. You didn't think you were going to get the number. You got the number. Or you saw at some social event, someone introduced you. You hit it off. You got the number. And you're like, oh my God, this girl is so beautiful. In your mind, right? I've never really spoken to a girl this hot before. I don't know how to handle it, blah, blah. And you keep playing this in your mind. And it starts to manifest in your interactions with her moving forward. And then this comes out as super cringy behavior to the women, because you come out right out the gate like, oh, my princess, I am at your service. Anything you want, and this is my Arab accent. Anything you want, I will do it for you, habibi. You no problem. You want the Burj Khalifa, I make for you. You want Burj Arab, yalla, it's done. Right?
Baby, what do you want?
Yeah, right. The Nigerian guys.
What do you want? Baby,
what do you want now? I'll do it for you now. I'll see what I can do.
Everything. I'll send it to you. Why I to your account?
Some of you need to cool down, right? Right. I know she's hot. I know she's really hot, but you guys need to chill on the over complimenting, and because even her, she knows she's not all that. Like, she wakes up in the morning, she sees her face, she sees the stuff in her eyes, she knows her breath stinks, she does a doo-doo. Right, just like you, because she's human and her shit does stink, right? So she knows she's not sugar, spice, and everything nice. But here you come, you don't even know her. You've never really had a conversation with her to know what's in her mind, and you're just making her feel like she's Princess Diana, right? Not Ice Spice Princess Diana, real Princess Diana, right? If you come out the gate as big of a boy as you are, right? Whoever you think you are, I'm balling, I'm doing this, I drive a Rolls Royce, a Lamborghini, all this shit. It doesn't matter, bro, because once you come in and you're doing all this, immediately you put yourself below her, because she looks at you like, this dude drives a Range Rover, this dude owns this business, this dude does this dude is balling here, and he's doing all this and saying all this to me when I know that I'm not all that, right? Maybe she could be all that, but still, no one's really gonna believe someone who's over complimenting, right? Over flattery is just a red flag in general, period. So chill, my brothers, chill. You can compliment like your dress, right? You can compliment an article of her clothing. You can compliment the way she wore her hair. You can compliment her intelligence. You can compliment the things that she finds interesting, if you genuinely find those things interesting too, right? No fake compliments here. You only want to give compliments. You only want to say things that you mean. You don't want to say things just because, so that you could get a reaction out of it. That's not what you want to do. And that's all I got for this point. Maybe Chris has something to add.
Absolutely. A lot of you, when you give compliments, you're fishing for something.
Yeah.
You want something. You want, like Coco said, you want some type of reaction. And what that reaction that you're hoping for would be is for her to be like, oh my God, this guy is so special. I've never heard this before. Look, there's nothing that you're going to say to this woman who has been hit on since she was 17, 18.
Maybe 15.
Since maybe even 15 for some sick dudes out there, right? Who's been receiving compliments even from her peers when she's 15 as well, right? Now she's probably 25. So that's 10 years.
Of compliments being slapped in the face.
Even from women.
Yeah, even from women. Yeah,
Even
women see
from
other
women.
women say, oh my God, you're so beautiful.
You're so beautiful. Oh my God, you just have to come say this, right?
Right.
Even
So-
from women, she's been getting these compliments. So my brother, there's nothing that you are going to say. You can't say anything special. But when you say what you mean, when you say what you've seen in her that you truly believe in, because it's the truth, you say it with confidence. When I look at a woman and I admire something about her, maybe it's her face, maybe it's her dress, maybe it's how she speaks, maybe it's her cadence, right? The way I say it, you know this is not fake, this is genuine. I mean what I'm saying. Oh, I like your hair, it looks really nice on you. This is the first time you ever done this before? Oh, she's like, oh, no, it's not my first time, but oh, thank you, so nice and all that, right? The compliment should be real. Basically, what masculinity is being your true self, okay? Don't try to manipulate results through compliments. It will not work.
And even if it does, you're going to fall flat on your face sooner or later.
Sooner or later. Just be genuine, okay? Take it easy. She's beautiful, but she's not the best thing since sliced bread.
Yeah.
No, she's not.
No,
and
she's
she herself
Knows it.
knows it. So when you come in with that energy, she knows this is not being real. Come on, this is fake. What's all that? Right? And let me tell you something. I'm going to close this particular one with this. The compliment is only very effective if she's got high interest in you. Okay? Look, let me ask you this question. If a bum on the side of the road wakes up and sees you and comes to you, it's like, man, you're looking fly, man, you're looking fresh. Are you gonna be like, oh man, this guy's gonna be my dude, man, because he complimented me?
him, boy. If you don't step
You
the
don't
fuck
step
back.
the fuck back for
Right.
me, man.
That's gonna be your reaction.
That's pretty much how it is. If she don't like you, don't got no interest in you, you can come with the best compliments in the world. She might not even respond. She might not even say thank you. So
You might just be like,
then she
No,
just
that's
walk
it.
off, and that's it. It's simping when you go beyond what you know is true deep inside. It's simping. Stop it.
straight up, stop
it.
It's not
I'm not
good.
saying don't give women compliments. If you mean it, if it's real, one compliment and that's it. Not I like your hair. Ah, you're the most beautiful woman I've ever seen.
Your eyes.
Your eyes.
Did you go to the dentist
did
last
that,
week?
that.
Your teeth are so white.
So
Have you been brushing your tongue? Just chill, bro. Chill.
I understand where this is coming from because as men, we're very logical.
Yeah.
So
that is true.
we know that the more energy you put into something is the more that you get out of it. But it doesn't work this way in this case. It's the women are human beings, okay? They can respond. When you're in the gym, you lift the heavy weights, you get bigger chests. Okay? I know that linear kind of thinking, right? That doesn't work here. It gets worse with the more compliments you're throwing in. Because she's seeing you as all the way low and she starts wondering maybe you're hiding something and you don't want that.
Generally, over complimenting her tells her that you're not used to dealing with girls like her. Period. And no
That's
one
it.
wants to deal
Facts.
with a dude who feels like she's above him. Like it's not a good feeling for women because women know that they're not the best thing since sliced bread. So if you put them on a pedestal, they look at you like, "What's wrong with you, bruh? I'm just a little old girl, like trying to make my way in the world, and you're here making me like the president of your life, coming to me to make your decisions for your life, right? Come on, bro.
Stop it.
We're not doing that.
Stop it. Destroy that sin. Destroy
Stop it. All right. So before we get into the next point, I just want to say, if you're getting enjoyment, entertainment, knowledge, wisdom from this video, please
hit the like button.
Please hit the like button.
Share
as my
the
brother
video.
said. Share the video, as my brother
Subscribe.
said. Subscribe, as my brother said.
Your life go change. Not be say
your life go change if you don't apply the thing.
If you apply
not be say just go watch out. Go sleep. Oh, Coco then Chris say I know I shouldn't over-compliment, so that's all. Then the next day on the date, you're like this. If they ask you anything, you then turn robots.
No,
this is my Nigerian accent. I got multiple accents, so don't panic. Don't panic.
Don't worry, we got you.
Don't panic. Anyway, so next point is not having boundaries. This one, I think, this one I'm guilty of. This actually was the one that I was guilty of the most throughout most of my life. But obviously I fixed that problem some years ago. So I'm good now, but we want you to be good too. So basically, this is you not saying no to anything that you don't agree with. That's all that it is. So anything that you don't agree with, anything she says, oh, this, that, maybe she makes a statement, you don't agree with it. You say, nah, I don't agree. I disagree. And if you can't convince her to agree with you, actually, you don't try to convince. You make your statement as to why you don't agree. If she sees the reason why, cool. If she doesn't, it is what it is. You agree to disagree. And the story. If she wants you to do something you don't want to do it, you say, I don't want to do it. If she's earned it, if she's proven to you that this is someone that is worth investing in, and you want to break your boundaries for that person,
it won't even be breaking your boundaries because she's earned it, right?
Okay, yeah, she's earned it. So
it's
you're making a concession.
Yeah, it's a reward.
Yeah, it's a reward. Actually, it's not a concession. You're rewarding her with whatever it is that she wants because she has proven herself to you. This is ideally how you want the dynamic to be. Like, we live in this time where there's all this messaging pushing that, you have to prove yourself to women, and the women don't prove anything to you. Like, you don't know who she is, you don't know what her mentality is, you don't know what she thinks about family, what she thinks about children, what her religious, even if she believes in God, if she's an atheist, you don't know anything about her. But you gotta prove everything to her, right? You can't move like that in 2024. They'll try to convince you to move like that, but you can't move like that. You want to have strong boundaries. And in order for you to have strong boundaries, you have to know who you are, what you're willing to tolerate, and what you're willing not to tolerate. If you don't know these things, you cannot have boundaries, my brother. Right? So it all goes back to what we started teaching in the beginning, which is your values, what you value the most, and you standing on what you value. Right? And if you stand on what you value, you will most likely never be swayed into doing something that you don't want to do. And the story, that's all I got.
All right, the last point, buying excessive gifts and taking on trips when you barely even know the chick.
You bamba big boys who have been dancing that way. You want to bamba, you want to play with the big boys. You are happily simping, thinking that you are bambaing, but you are a simp. You are a simp. When the girls go home, they laugh at you. All right, so that's all I got on the boundaries point, and I think Chris has some other points that he could hit you with in relation to that. So Chris, please grace them with your wisdom.
All right, beautiful, man. Thank you, Coco. Look, it's one thing to say you need to have boundaries, okay? It's good. But how do you have those boundaries? It comes with having a program. It comes with having a system of how you do things. And your boundaries can only be effective if you follow those boundaries yourself. So you create the program and then you follow that same system. I'll give you examples so it can make sense. My first dates cannot be expensive dates. 1 or 2 drinks at most. Maybe even a coffee date. That's it.
If you're a girl watching this, don't panic and say, oh no, he's cheap. Just relax.
Relax.
It's first date.
First date.
Relax. Okay.
And if you even have a good mind towards the guy, you won't be angry.
Yeah, exactly.
If only if you're some scamming stuff right now, that's when you start getting pissed off.
You're scamming girls.
Yeah, all of you know yourselves. Anyway. So you first of all have to create that program, right? And then you follow the program. So what's the program? All right, on my first date, it will be coffee. It will be 1 or 2 drinks. It's not going to be a long-winded date where you're spending 2, 3, 4 hours. No. You're a busy guy. You've got things to do. You just came there to fill her out and see how things are, and then you bounce, right? Whether you're going back with her or not, that's your own business. But that's an example of setting boundaries, right? It takes me 8 months to 12 to 14 months to vet a chick to see her consistency over time, to see if she's the type of girl that I even want to make my woman, to make my girlfriend, right? Those are boundaries. I'm not doing gifts until I really get to know the woman. She's been consistent with me. She's been adding value to my life. And then you can give her gifts as a reward for being consistent with you and adding value to your life. It's just like a company rewards the employee of the month, the employee of the year, the best salesman, and stuff like that. It makes sense. Rewards are good. If you're a good leader and somebody who's following you has been doing well, showing up and showing out, it makes sense to reward.
You gotta incentivize them.
You gotta incentivize them to continue what they're doing and to show them, hey man, look, babe, you've been with me for X amount of time.
I appreciate
you. You've been consistent, and then I'm doing this for you based off of that, right? And then you're reinforcing her and encouraging her to continue to do what she's doing. So that's an example of another type of boundary, right? There are certain things that you do not appreciate, like maybe you don't appreciate women screaming at you, arguing with you, causing fights and stuff like that. That's a boundary. So it doesn't matter if she's a 10 in your eyes or an 11 out of 10 in your eyes. If she does any of those things, she's not respectful, anything like that, that's another boundary off. You see, so you don't trade your values and principles or your standard for a woman's beauty. Okay, it makes no sense, and it makes you even look low, super low value, right? Because when you look at a woman, the first thing that you're seeing is how physically attractive she is, and that is to some degree even valuable. But what makes you enjoy that woman and spend time with that woman is her character, who she is inwardly. That's how you're able to stay with her. Many of you do something that breaks my heart. You place a woman's beauty above your own self, above your masculinity. Right? And that's what's killing
crazy.
It's crazy. I don't understand why anybody would want to do that. It almost feels like you need to be seen with a very attractive woman to make you feel good about yourself.
A lot of you guys are guilty of that shit.
And
we know.
Trust me, you're going to need coaching for this, but we'll leave that for now. But anyway, this is my little that I'm going to add to what Coca has said about how to set boundaries. You follow those boundaries yourself, and then it becomes easy for you to be able to enforce them if you yourself is already following your own program.
Yep.
Right?
Yep.
And with that, it'll take us to
the final
point, which is, again, I've already spoken about this a little bit, excessive gifting and trips for a woman. Right?
Yeah, you guys, man. You guys who... before Chris gets into it, I want to say something. You guys who meet a woman today, immediately get her contact. Immediately you're sending her mobile money. Those of us who are in Africa, Ghana, we know what you're talking about.
You send it, right? If you're in America, it's kind of like Cash
App,
Venmo, Zelle,
all you do is doing that stuff, right? You guys are probably the bottom of the barrel simps. Like, you guys create a dynamic where women look at you strictly as an ATM machine.
Strictly, man. Strictly.
All the smiles, all the compliments you get, all the nice things you say, all the fake support that you will get is just so you can continue to grease their palms with their daily bread. That's it. Because you led with that. As Chris said, how you start is how you're going to finish with women. So if you start out the gate, try to form big boy, even if you are a real big boy and you got all the, dude, if I was a billionaire, I would still take a girl on the first date to a cheap date because I want her to care about me for me, not because of what I have, right? I wouldn't even tell you I had $1 billion. I would probably act like I was broke, right? But you guys out there who want to act like, yeah, it's all about money, you just got to give her money and this and that and this and that, you guys are ruining yourselves. And then at the end of the day, you guys come and say, yeah, she took everything I have after all I did for her because you didn't require anything from her. You just came in and gave and gave and gave. You're doing big boy, bambalina, big boy. Now they don't color you. Your pocket all don't cash. You they cry for corner. Say woman, fear woman. No, don't fear woman, bro.
And guess what?
Fear only God.
You've had conversations with a couple of pretty girls, and they've told you about things like this.
Yeah,
the supposed big boy, at the end of the day, takes the girl home, and he's trying to force her to have sex. That's rape if you don't know, man.
Yeah,
you could go to
that's,
jail for that. That's
straight
That's
assault.
some weak man stuff.
Extremely weak.
Extremely
That's bottom
weak man
bottom
stuff.
of the barrel.
If that's what you wanted, she's not a prostitute, okay? Just ask for it. Don't think that you're going to exchange food and drinks, no matter how expensive it is, for coochie.
What's wrong with you guys?
What's wrong with you, man? If that's what you wanted, why don't you just be a man and let her know directly that's what you're going for? You've been in conversations with women when they tell you that at the end of the day, the guy's like, after I spent all this, after I spent, and she's looking at you like
you're crazy.
We never had that agreement, okay? Like, it's not even fair. Did she tell you that, hey, dude, I'll do anything you want, just spend all this money, buy all these drinks, and she didn't even drink all the drink by herself? There were probably other people out there too drinking too as well, right? So why does she now have to sacrifice her own self for your own insecurity? Because you're not man enough to say exactly what it is that you want. And see what her response is, right? So you're trying to use gifts and trips to circumvent the process. That's somebody who has a criminal mindset.
All right.
Okay? You don't want to be doing that. If you have an agenda, be a man and speak up. Hey, sweetie, this is what we're trying to do. You know, we're gonna go out on this date, and from there we're gonna go to my place, and we're gonna get our freak on or whatever it is, and see what her reaction to that is. That's how men operate. Okay? She's not a prostitute. Prostitutes is money exchange for sexual favors. And it's laid up front, right? The same thing you do with a woman that you're dealing with. Lay it up front. If that's what you have in mind, she will let you know, hey, I'm not interested in that. Thank you. I'm not going on a date with you. Okay, cool. On to the next. But you guys are too afraid to say what it is that you want. And then on the back end, you get mad at the chick because you're not man enough to say what you want. And then she's to blame. This is the reason why masculinity is dying. Because men are masculine in front of other men. Then when it comes to a woman, they crumble. It kind of reminds me of Samson in the Bible.
Yeah.
When the Philistines are coming, oh man, this guy's killing like 1,000 and all those things. And then when it's a woman, it's like,
cut my hair.
you know what I'm saying? You don't want to be that kind of guy. Masculinity should cut across the board. Men, women, no matter how beautiful, you have your boundaries. Gifts is not going to save you. We watched a video today on Instagram. You sent me that reel where the girl says something about even if you have billions of dollars, if we don't like you, we don't like you.
Yeah, we'll just play it for you, right? We'll just play it for you. It's a really short video, couple seconds.
You can just pull it up real quick. Yep, that's it right there.
Okay, so this is the video.
When it comes to men, us women place guys into 3 categories. The first category is the guy that we meet and we instantly just want. The sexual chemistry is high. We don't care what they do or how much they make, they are getting it. The second type is the guy that he's okay. He's maybe not that good looking, but he is willing to spend money. He's gonna pay our bills, he's gonna buy us nice things, he's gonna take us on all the dinner dates. But is he the one? No. Is sexual chemistry high? Or mid, probably. And then there's a third guy. The third guy doesn't have a shot in hell. There is nothing that he can do, there is no amount of money that he can make that would make us want him. He is a no, right off the bat. Am I lying, or am I telling the truth?
Shout out to her, and we're actually gonna put a link to that video somewhere in the description, so you can go check
it out yourself. Yeah.
You know, shout out to her for doing that. But that's facts right there. That's the game. That's what I was trying to explain when I was talking about no interest, low interest, mid interest, and high interest. Right? When you're between the low and the mid, you're going to have to compensate with gifts, trips, expensive dinners,
extras,
all these extra stuff that is outside of you, right? And that's where the buying of gifts and all these things happen, because you're hanging out with women that have low to mid interest in you. And I don't care how long you've done this for, but if something doesn't sit well with you being that guy, then we're your mentors, we're your coaches. Okay, so stay on here, share the video, right? That simp that is inside you can die. The simp that was inside me, we've killed it.
Yep.
Okay, it took time.
Took time.
Yeah, but it will happen with practice, okay? And then what starts to happen is that you start to find value in yourself. So when you show up, you become the gift. You become the trips. You become the dinner. Just when she sees you alone, she doesn't even remember she's hungry because you are around. The excitement, the endorphins, the dopamine rush from you just being around. Look, he's experiencing it. I'm experiencing it, man. Like, this is no joke. You don't need to do those things.
Do all this extra shit.
Things,
and then when you get played,
completely unnecessary. And you guys are the ones killing the game because at the end of the day, you're spoiling these women and they're having standards that are outrageous. We watch some gold digger videos. Women are asking for shopping without even knowing what the dude's name is. Take me to the mall right now. Go blow a bag. 10,000, 20 bands, man. From just a chick who you barely even know. And I don't blame them. It's you guys that have set that standard. Anything a woman is doing right now is because of some man's leadership who's like, baby, don't mess with all these broke dudes. I can take care of you, man. I'll take you shopping and all that kind of thing.
You can't buy a woman's love.
You can't buy love, man.
If you buy love, you will get cheated on. I'm telling you.
Yeah.
If you buy the love, you will get... You see the video that we just showed you? If you are guy number 2 or guy number 3, ideally, you don't want to be guy number 3 at all, right? But if you're guy number 2, most often than not, she will cheat on you with guy number 1. That's just what
any day, any time.
Right, and she will do it
guaranteed.
with no remorse.
No remorse.
Because you're just like, you are the option, right? So we're not sharing this to discourage you, but we want you to understand that that stuff that you're doing, that overspending, over-complimenting, all these things that we've shared, going to the gym to get your body right just because you want to attract females. Yeah, so what was the first one again? Being extra on dates.
Yeah, being extra on dates.
All these things, man, they go against you. They look good on the front end. And let me share you a secret. Let me share with you a secret before we check out on this video, right? So, you see how women will encourage you. Oh, yeah, do this. Oh, spend the money. Do this, that. Right? They will encourage you to do it. Right? The same way a dude who just wants to smash a girl who's on some whole shit will encourage her whole shit, even though he knows it's not good for her. Oh yeah, you want to sleep with that guy, sleep with that, yeah, do whatever. He will encourage it because he's gonna benefit from it. The same way the woman is gonna encourage you to spend all this money on all these females that you don't know because they are gonna benefit from it. They're not gonna respect you though. The same way the dude who is encouraging the whole shit in the chick is not gonna respect her.
Even though he's benefiting from it. He'll take what he can take.
Right?
She'll take what she can take. She's not going to respect you. But again, it all depends on what you want, man. If you're cool with that kind of lifestyle, look,
it's up to you.
Everybody's selling something, okay? We're selling masculinity here. We're restoring the order, right, of masculinity. That's what we're doing here. Some people love the simp economy, and there's nothing that we're going to say that's really going to change your mind because it's the lazy way, it's the easy way, right? But when those dudes are sick on the bed, nobody will be around because you can't buy people's love and affection.
You just can't.
You just can't do it. So when the chips are down, when you're sick or something bad has happened to you, nobody's gonna be around. Now, if that's what you want, more power to you. God bless you, man. Do your thing. But over here, we know that we carry value in us.
And we want only genuine people.
And we only want genuine people around us. You see, that's a boundary. Right? That's a program. We are not going to compromise on that. Okay?
And you should need it.
No matter how beautiful. And you shouldn't need it. But again,
to each their own.
To each their own, man. And with that, we have come to the end of another exhilarating episode. Click the like button. Share this video. Comment and subscribe. If you've got any questions, we're here for you. Hit us in the comments and we'll answer some of your questions. Yeah.
I ain't got shit to add. So, I guess that's how we end the video.
That's how we end the video.
Peace.
Peace.